Shut Up and Dance, a title describing the torment and outright use of blackmail. The characters are forced to do what they're told, like puppets on a string. I genuinely couldn't wait to review this episode because the technology is already there. The events in this episode could happen to anyone. We're introduced to Kenny. He's a quiet, shy guy. A nice detail is Kenny's mum having the same colour top as him, suggesting that he's a bit of a mama's boy. This idea is further established by the way he's mocked by his co-workers and shown to be timid and nervous. The writer Charlie Brooker is exploring many ideas in this episode. One is the lack of privacy in the modern day. This is at first demonstrated by Kenny's co-workers watching porn at break, uncomfortably close bike shots, and the music video having pornographic imagery on the living room TV. The way it's filmed at first is to lead you to believe that someone is watching it alone. There's also this lack of privacy Kenny has with his belongings, with his sister using his laptop without his permission. Kenny being straight paranoid about this, to the point where he adds a lock on his door, is clearly foreshadowing that he has something to hide. After Kenny downloads the virus, the shots slowly zooming in on his webcam are really haunting. It's as if it's latched onto him, but something I find really disturbing is that the webcam shots has the audio coming from the computer. It's as if we're seeing it from the hacker's point of view. The scene where he commits the crime is portrayed like a heist, from locking the doors to closing the blinds, and the way he smells his hands after washing them as if he's washed away the evidence. After being confronted by the hackers, the blackmailing starts. Each demand slowly escalates, all the way from delivering cake to fighting to the death. Kenny is willing to go to extreme lengths to try and get away with his crimes and not get exposed, as it's revealed at the end of the episode.
How young were they?
You've been looking at kids!
The hackers taunt their victims, forcing them to commit crimes like real criminals, like robbing a bank, as if to mock them for hiding behind a screen. Kenny's personality is shown to be amplified when committing the robbery, to the uncontrollable shaking to the way he pisses himself. But the nicest detail about the scene is the CCTV footage, because I get this sickly feeling that the hackers could be watching. This idea of the hackers constantly watching is enforced with the drone, and it's definitely the writer poking at the extreme levels of surveillance in today's world. Even when Kenny's knocking on the door, there's these shots looking from the peephole, which I thought was a nice touch. The juxtaposition of the two phones tells us a lot about these two characters. The man in the woods has a cracked phone that's almost out of battery, these both suggesting that he's unkempt and scatty, whilst Kenny's is wrapped in a case. Once again, showing his careful and nervous personality, the writer has potentially done this to show the contrast between the two characters, perhaps suggesting that the man in the woods is far more gone than Kenny. Through desperation, the man in the woods goes forward and attacks Kenny, thinking he will be off the hook and given the prize money, but this is a classic jokey moment.
It's not about money, it's about sending a message.
Because after the fight scene, the hackers expose them anyway by sending the troll face to all their victims. This was foreshadowed by Hector's text alerts having the sound of a clown hung, and although the reality was that they were obviously always going to leak everything, it was clear that their desperation had blinded them. The hackers' intents are very clear: to punish people and to terrify them harder than our justice system ever could, whilst entertaining themselves. In conclusion, this episode left me feeling sick and conflicted, unsure if the victims deserve this much torture and whether the hackers are just as bad, if not worse. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and click like, as I have more reviews coming out soon.